Hey everyone, it's Moonkin FTW and welcome to episode 2 of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge episode series where I make a roller coaster, a decent looking roller coaster for each and every single roller coaster type in the game, which is a lot. Today we have the Alpine roller coaster, which is a roller coaster that usually sits in the mountain and goes all the way down. Not too intense, but usually surrounded by very beautiful scenery, which is exactly why I'm putting a lot of effort and time into making an actual mountain. And usually the way to go up to an Alpine coaster is not with a 1,000 stairs or whatever. It's usually by a chain lift, which is exactly why I'm building a chain lift right now. So this is basically the way to get up to the mountain where I will build the Alpine coaster. So there's a lot of focus and time and energy that comes with just the scenery. So the mountains, the foliage and everything, but you'll see as that unfolds. So here I'm just trying to make a simple station for the first part of the elevator or the chairlift. But you'll see I'll scrap that idea later because I want to make some sort of like a more wooden structure, because I think that looks more, it fits the landscape more and it looks a bit more cozy. But you'll see that in just a bit. So for now I'm just going to make sure that this simple chairlift does have a little bit of scenery. And I know it's not the main focus because of course the main focus is the Alpine coaster, but I want things to look nice. Again, I don't want things to be super basic. I also don't want things to be super complex because it has to stay fun. But I want to put in some effort. So this is the top end of the chairlift, and we're also going to make a simple but decent looking station here with the wooden structures here. And I know this is a Western style, but I think it also it looks quite okay with a kind of like winter landscape, if you will, which you will see in just a bit. So first I'm going to figure out all the pathing, the queue and everything to make sure that it all lines up with the landscape, if you will, the level of the landscape. It took a bit to figure out, but I was able to figure it out. So next up I'm going to just work a little bit more on these mountains, and then from here on out I can actually design the Alpine coaster. So I really wanted this Alpine coaster to, just like a real Alpine coaster, to kind of hug the land, if you will. I don't want the supports to be too big. I don't want there to be too much height between the coaster and the landscape. And also I want to definitely use some helixes and some wide turns and everything. So as I go down, I'm also making sure that the pacing of the trains is not too fast. Because of course an Alpine coaster is not known for being super fast, because generally speaking you have to brake yourself, and the speed you can reach is not as crazy as, let's say, a big hyper coaster or something like that. So here I'm just keep working on the design of the track. The options for the Alpine coaster are quite limited, of course. You can't do inversions, you can't do overbank turns or anything like that, but that's okay. It doesn't make any sense if an Alpine coaster would be able to do that. So here I'm just working a little bit more on the layout. Of course, we're going to have a large, kind of a big chain lift all the way up to the top. So we're going to have to build that as well. Here I'm just going over the trains to see if the pacing is correct. And we're almost done. I'm just going to make a few alterations here. I wanted to make this so it's on the ground, but unfortunately that didn't quite work. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep it off the ground a little bit. And from here on out, I think we can start, ironing out all the bugs and making sure the landscape fits a little bit better with the Alpine coaster. So, it's already a decent amount of work into this compared to the air-powered coaster. But, this is a very landscape-heavy oriented roller coaster. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense if I would just make the Alpine coaster and that's it, no scenery, no nothing. So I really wanted to challenge myself to actually build a winter wonderland around this coaster and this big mountain. So as you can see here, I'm putting on the snow, and then at a certain elevation I want to put down maybe a different type of terrain, and then at the bottom you'll see just plain grass, like it's an actual mountain. And I think that's going to look really cool when you go when you ride the Alpine coaster. Of course, I know this is not super realistic, because that type of snow to grass elevation, that is usually like thousands of meters up. But it doesn't have to be super realistic, and I think it will look really cool in the POV when you go from all the way from the top to snow to this kind of in-between-ish kind of grass, whatever, earth, and then you go to the bottom, which is nice, lush green grass. So of course, with this scenery, a lot of trees have to be planted. And since it's kind of a winter Alpine coaster, I'm gonna use nothing but these. I forgot what they're called, the ferns or anything like that, just like the pine trees, basically. So yeah, lots of work to be done, lots of trees to be planted, and I'm gonna make sure that in the middle section, I really want the track to be kind of in between the trees. So when you're riding this, you're constantly surrounded by trees, so you can't really see what's around the corner, if you will. So you're really kind of packed in between these large amounts of trees, if you will. And yeah, again, you'll see that in the POV, how it looks. And yeah, we're getting closer and closer to finishing it up. It's definitely a lot more work than the Air Power roller coaster, but I think the end product is going to look amazing. So here we're going to just keep working on the land, keep checking out what we're missing, and making sure that most of the area at least is covered by trees and that it looks decent. So we're just going to keep on going until we've covered pretty much everything. And yeah, it's slowly but surely coming together. It was a bit tedious to do all the trees, but that's the thing with building roller coasters. Some tasks that you have to do to make a great design can be tedious, but it's all about making something that's if you really want to make a very epic roller coaster, you're going to have to put in a lot of time. And this is an example of where I thought to myself, yeah, I'm just gonna make a decent design, and then I make this entire landscape around this roller coaster. So I went a bit nuts here, but that's the way it is. So we're just gonna keep on building this section here. And of course, also for the station of the Alpine coaster, I also want a wooden structure. So also to match the structure that is with the chairlift. It's going to be a bit bigger. I decided to make the queue inside. I just thought it would look better. And so this wooden structure is going to be quite large, but it's not going to be super complex. I'm just going to use some basic items or basic pieces, if you will. So just some walls with windows and the roofs and everything. Nothing fancy, but again, I think it looks quite nice. I want this to be like a little gathering area here, where just like when you go to a chairlift, people can chill. Maybe there's some places where you can drinks or something like that, and of course like some houses. So I'm just trying to mimic that. So we're getting closer and closer to finishing this up, and it's starting to look really nice. I'm really happy with this design, and I think the POV is going to be epic, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So yeah, just some few minor things to work on, and then it should be pretty much done. Just gonna add I wanted to add a few stalls there, but it didn't quite work out. So that's pretty much the end of the build, and I'm gonna show you guys some panning footage right now because I think it looks awesome, as you can see right here. I mean, this view is quite nice. I know Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is pretty dated when it comes to graphics. Again, it's from 2004, so can you blame them? But I still think it looks quite nice. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the POV, and hope you like it. So here we go. All right, and I hope you guys liked that. I thought it was pretty damn epic. And that concludes episode 2. I'll be back with episode 3, but until then, thank you very much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.